Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another video from T.W White Sons Mazda. Okay, here we are. This is a 2020 registered, September 2020 Mazda MX-5. It's the RF, so it's got the retractable roof, okay, which I'll demonstrate in a second. And this is the GT Sport Tech, okay, presented in polymetal grey. Now, the colour is a favourite of mine, but obviously colour is a personal preference. And these wheels, BBS wheels, I think BBS probably make the best alloy wheels you can buy. Now, this car, a little bit of history about this car. It's, sorry about that hoot. It's, we sold it in September to a gentleman, and his mother has fallen ill, so he needed a more practical car. So we sold him another car in our range, a CX-30, which is a little bit higher up. And we've literally just taken this in part exchange 30 minutes ago. So we're delighted to get this car. It fills a gap in our stock, and we don't have anything else like this. It's only covered 2,409 miles, so it's just over 3 years old. Sorry, I apologise, 3 months old. It was registered 25th of September this year. Okay, now it's the 194 PS, so the power output, it's the higher output, which it's a SKYACTIV-G engine. So this was the revised engine. So this is the up-to-date model, higher powered engine, SKYACTIV-G, which basically it's a really fuel efficient version. Okay, and I'll go through the bits and pieces in a minute. When we get in the car, I can show you how that actually works. Now, the car's got reverse sensors, and it's also got a reverse camera. So that was something that you got on these later models. BBS wheels, which I mentioned. You've got the keyless entry as well. Now, let me show you in the boot. Now, when the gentleman bought the car, he also purchased the boot liner. So can you see this sort of rubberized boot liner? So you've got the boot liner in the car. He also set of mats, scuff plates, and being the GT Sport Tech, you've got this beautiful leather interior, which I think is fantastic. But once again, it's a personal preference. I think the black, I've had too many cars with black interiors and I find them a bit drab. This is just lovely. I think it really suits the MX-5. Now, the MX-5 has got IE loop. So back to the fuel efficiency. It will use the car's braking. So when you're decelerating, it will actually charge up capacitors, okay? And these will run the things in the car, like the heater, the electric seats, the radio, the Bluetooth, etc., and therefore take less stress of the engine producing that electricity through the alternator than charging the battery. So it's in effect lower emissions, better fuel consumption, better for the environment. Okay, so as I say, it's the 194, because previously these were 165, so it's the higher output, so it goes tremendously well. Now, there's your mileage there, 2,410 miles. So I've done a mile driving it over here to photograph the car. Now, she is like new. I can't fault the car. I'm sure if I tried to find fault with it in terms of maybe a little mark or something, I could, but I can't find anything at the moment. It's lovely. There's not even a curbed wheel. You've got all the steering controls here. So you've got the trip computer, which will give you MPG. Now, the gentleman's average 34.9, which I think is very respectable, especially for a sports car, because I'd imagine he didn't drive it conservatively. So yeah, really good, but I know these do well into the 40s when I've had them, especially on a long run. You've got cruise control, auto wipers, auto lights. You've got, oh, hang on, let me get down here. You've got eye stops that will turn off and on in traffic, depending on the condition of the car, i.e. is the engine warmed up, is the battery fully charged, etc. You've got lane departure warning system. So if you were veering out of a lane, it will warn you. And you've got traction control there, which is really good for a rear-wheel drive car, keep you safely on the road. Without that, you could end up sort of spinning the car, especially with rear-wheel drives. They're They're easy to do in the rain and the snow. Not that I'd drive a car like this in the snow, of course. This screen here, you've got your apps. Now, being the upgraded model, it's equipped with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. They're greyed out because I don't have one paired up to it. Okay. Vehicle status monitor, warning guidance. There you go. It'll also warn you when the temperature falls. I think it's below 4 degrees. It'll come up with a little ice symbol there. Can you see that? It's 2 degrees today. There's a little ice symbol there. So it's warning you for icy conditions, which I think is very good. Okay, so there's some apps there. You've got the fuel economy monitor. Okay, see there you go, 34.9. And oh, sorry.